Well, everybody, it is Leeds United versus West Ham United at Ellen Road. How are we feeling about this one? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm about to go get myself a coffee and I'm about to tell you about the watch-along tonight, everybody. Make sure you're checking in. We've got a great community over there now. It's growing all the time. Make sure you're in there and the match reactions. Match reactions have been popping off as well. So yeah, make sure you're there, everybody. Really excited to see that. We're going to be speaking just in this video about the starting 11, about the latest news around the Whites, what we can expect and what you want going into this one. So the training video was so interesting, and we take a lot from the training videos, don't we? We have a quick look. We have a quick look at proceedings, who's playing, who's moving at a vigorous level, who's really able to get involved in proceedings, basically. Now, you saw it yesterday. James was involved in the quick play, the real quick play, the in-play bits, and also the out of sort of style, you know, off the ball training bits as well, where he's really putting the effort and the endeavour in and pacing and going from left to right as well. Basically, I'm saying all of this because it looks like he's match fit, which is really positive for Leeds United. That's number one. Now, when I was looking for No Roquefort, I was looking for Willian Yonto, couldn't see them. Massive blow, massive blow. We also didn't see Ethan Ampadu in there. Massive blow. Again, Pascal was involved, which says to me that Leeds are going to be going to a 4 at the back again. Now, a 4-3-3 at home has different fortunes for Leeds United than what it does away from home, it feels. I know we've picked up a win against Wolverhampton Wanderers, but I feel like Leeds have been in the game and been a little bit more competitive at Ellen Road, and hopefully West Ham coming to town, Leeds United can inflict that damage on the Hammers this evening. What are we expecting from West Ham coming to town? Not a great deal. But does that mean that we're also going to be in this vulnerable state of thinking that this is a game of which Leeds are going to win? I don't think realistically a lot of people on my channel believe that. I think people on my channel believe that it's going to be a bit of a humdinger between both sides. It's two very similar sides from the North bracket and the South bracket going head-to-head. It's a historical Premier League game. It's one that I remember favourably from years ago when Leeds United in the early noughties were dominant and a top 4-5 side, and West Ham really struggled to pick anything up against Leeds United. But it is a completely different period right now. But still, the grandeur of the game is something of which I really look forward to. West Ham's one of those where you can look at it and you think, ooh. And it's the same thing tonight. We're both at the bottom of the table. Leeds' conversion rate is the worst in the Premier League currently, with the amount of chances that we've curated. West Ham's, in that statistical analysis provided by The Athletic, are the second worst when it comes to chances created and conversion rate. So it stinks as a... Let's be honest, it stinks of a 1-1 or a 0-0. Now, this wouldn't be good for West Ham. This wouldn't be good for Leeds United. There's games across the football pyramid, or in the Premier League, I should say, that are big, really big this weekend. None other than Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Burnley. But I'd say in terms of importance, this game is huge, absolutely huge. The context of it for West Ham is big. You know, they've got the likes of Newcastle coming up, Man United coming up, big games coming up, of which they're Bournemouth. I think they've got Bournemouth away as well. Leeds United up and around the football calendar have got Sean Dyche's Nottingham Forest, of which beat Porto last night at home. We've got to go to the City Ground. Dyche is going to make them a completely different proposition. We've got Brighton coming up, obviously, after this one, which is probably one of the hardest games, especially down at the Amex in the Premier League, in my opinion. The rotations, how dynamic they are, how quick they are, how physical they are. They're just a really good Premier League team. And I was speaking to Callum Fowler the other day. He thinks that they could get Champions League this year, which is crazy when you look at Brighton. But, you know, the figureheads of Brighton and Bournemouth, and you can chuck Brentford in there, such well-ran clubs, of which, you know, the rotations when players come out, they bring equally good players in who the majority of us haven't heard of. So the overarching point here is for Leeds United, this is a monumental game. It's a massive game, and it is a must-win. You know, I thought Burnley was a must-win. I like to coin the phrase, and I believe in the phrase. I don't chuck it out willy-nilly, but I thoroughly believe that there's 10 games this season that Leeds United need to look at and think we'll win those games, you know, to get to that accrued total, of which is going to put us in a really beneficial position in terms of staying up. That is West Ham at home. It was at the very beginning of the season. You know, West Ham at home, 100%. Burnley away, 100%. West Ham away, 100%. Burnley away, 100%. So, you know, you look at you can't, it's not absolutely positive, the ones that you think you're going to be picking up and accurate. But, you you know, when you're looking at these teams, it's realistic. You know, realistically, you need to be beating West Ham, a downtrodden West Ham. A West Ham who on Monday night were battered pillar to post by, let's be honest, a Brentford side who really, I mean, you know, losing Visser, losing Norgard, losing the manager, losing the assistant manager. The whole structure at Brentford is so impressive how they've just been able to do what Brentford do every single year and just replace some things of which they've lost with, Thiago and Sharda up top. And then Andrews has come in. I think Andrews is a good coach, but I think it's a top-down, it's a trickle-down thing for Brentford, where the sporting director leads all, gives the players, and the manager just gives the nod. I think Keith Andrews is clearly a capable coach, but Brentford top-down are such a well-run club, and that's what Leeds United want to get to. We want to get to that level of club of which, you're looking at things, and when something goes, when something leaves, and we can look at we can look at Brighton here, can't we? When you've seen this throughout the years, when Potter's left, you've seen. I've lost his name. De Zerbi come in. You've seen De Zerbi leave, and then you've seen Herzler come in, and there's not been any difference. That's the stage at which Leeds need to get to. When someone leaves, a player leaves, or a manager leaves, or whoever leaves, it's got to be seamless rotation. So I'm waffling a little bit here, but it's two clubs of which tonight I think are maybe not in the complete stage of where they want to be in terms of a club, and obviously positionally. And this is a huge game for Leeds United with the fixtures that we've got coming up. A draw isn't good enough. I don't care if we go out there and there's good feeling at Ellen Road and we're all buoyed and excited by the fact that we've had a really good game and we should have won and this, that, and the other. It has to be a win tonight. We have to beat West Ham United. You cannot come out the back of Burnley and West Ham with 1 point. It's not good enough. It is not good enough. Because the likelihood is, let's be honest, we're all hopeful, but for Forest and Brighton, you're not going to be getting much. And then that turns into an Opta analyst fixture run, of which was Tottenham, of which was Burnley, of which was West Ham, of which was Brighton and Forest, which had us having the second easiest 5 games in the English Premier League. If we come out of that with barely anything, we're in trouble, and it's going to tell us a lot. I think tonight will tell us a lot. The positives are Noah Okafor has put on his Instagram a little post of him and, all the graphics for the game tonight, which says to me he might be involved. Otherwise, why would he put that on his Instagram? He knows people are going to add 1 and 1 and hopefully make 2, not add 1 and 1 and make 3. So Noah Okafor looks like he might be involved tonight. If he is to be involved, it looks like it's maybe the bench. But yeah, as I said, Farke said they've not been team training. From what we've seen as well, it looks like Ampadu might not be involved either, or at least is a bench option. Now, that might mean Gruev comes in as a 6. It might mean Stat goes back into the number 6 role, and we see a little bit more of Longstaff and Tanaka a little bit further forward in the 4-3-3, so I don't think we're going to change. But guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'll see you tonight, but let me know your score prediction. I'm Conor McGilligan. This is One Leeds. Come on, boys.